Hey y'all, I'm Kristen. This is It Worth It, y'all? And today I'm coming at you from the basement, from my office, and we are going to go through our seed time prepping because we got to get seeds started. It is March 11th, and Greg and I just finished doing all of our planning. We're very excited. We only have to buy 5 seed packets, and let's go through and show you what we're going to plant for this coming season to make sure that that pantry that we've been working on so hard stays stocked. Stick around. Let's go. Okay, so this is the system that we use. This is called Seed Time. It's seedtime.us. And let me go over to my software. Let's see if I can get this to where we can see everything. So here is the software that we use. This is Seed Time. So if you look at what we've already done, this is a year's worth of effort. So if you look, keep going, this is what's going to happen all the way through the end of the year. So let's go back up to where we are today. All right. So today is the 11th. We're right here. So what we are supposed to already have in the ground, but we haven't done it yet because we were kind of busy and out of town and got distracted, this is cauliflower, lettuce, jalapenos, bell peppers, our Amish paste tomatoes, and our cherry tomatoes. So we're going to be a little bit late on getting the items started. So it's okay. A little bit late's fine. But these are the things that we're going to start seeding tonight. As you know, we're combining houses, so we do not have that luxury of having the greenhouse over at Greg's house. So we're going to do a little bit of finagling here to see if we can get a seed starting area started here because we just save so much money doing it yourself. So real quick, let's go through the crops that we're going to grow. So as you can see over here on the left, we're going to do basil, and we're going to do 2 plantings of basil, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, 3 plantings of carrots, cauliflower, celery, cilantro. Greg wants to grow that glass corn, so we're going to try it. We do not need anything cucumber except fresh eating, and Greg wants to pickle little baby gherkins, so that's what we're going to grow. We want to do a ton of green beans because we eat through the green beans. Yes, we have 6 plantings of lettuce, 3 in the spring and 3 in the fall. And we are succession planting, so get that out of there, Gemini. We are succession planting, so we're going to have a month and a half worth of planting here and a month and a half worth of planting here. Given the dates and when we're planting, and you'll see it, the system did throw up warnings to say, hey, you're planting a little later, and maybe you ought to watch out for that because maybe this crop won't go to fruition. That's okay. The locations that we're going to use and the varieties that we're going to use, we should be okay. We've got our onions on order. They're headed in. Peas, Greg wants to grow shelling peas. You know how I feel about canning peas, so we'll see. Maybe this is just going to be for fresh eating. So even better, Greg's going to be shucking a lot of beans or a lot of peas. These are our peppers, our jalapenos, and our bell peppers. We're going to do a ton of potatoes again like we normally do. We're going to do some pumpkins. We've got some grandbabies that we think they'll have fun growing pumpkins. 2 sowings of radishes, 3 sowings of spinach, 2 in the spring and 1 in the fall. That might go to a 4th. We'll see. We're going to do some summer squash. I like patty pan squash, and then I like growing zucchinis. So I think we're going to do a couple plants of each of those. Here are our tomato plants, Amish and cherry. I'm thinking we're going to throw a brandywine in there just because those are good slicers. We're going to grow some turnips, and then we're going to grow some winter squash. We love butternut squash, and so that's the winter squash that we're going to take care of. So that's a lot, but it's a lot of variety, but we're not going to grow like last year. Greg grew like 50 tomato plants and 50 pepper plants. We're not doing that this year. We're going to pare that down a lot. So now comes the big part over here. This looks very busy, but really it isn't, because there are, let me do the filters. As you can see, there are 7 tasks associated with each crop. Seeding it, which means putting it in a cell to germinate. Direct seed, which means put it directly into the bed. Bed preparation, which is usually happens the week prior to planting. Transplanting, cultivating, meaning, get the weeds out. Harvesting, and then there's a custom field. So each crop has 7 different possibilities of work to be done. So as you can see, this is the seeding for cauliflower, lettuce, peppers, and tomatoes. Then this week, starting today, we should be out there prepping the beds for carrots, onions, and spinach. Now, I'm not going out there today. It's raining, it's bippy off, and it's freezing cold. So that's why each one of these has a week associated with it. And so as you can see, we go through. So now we're prepping a bunch of beds. We're direct seeding a bunch of stuff, and so on and so on. And as the months go further on, they get busier and busier and busier and busier. Look at July. July and August are a booger. Look at all the stuff. I mean, my goodness. My goodness. So the best thing about this is not only does it send you out a list of stuff of when to do things. Let me come over here to the layout. This is the cream of the crop. This is our garden. Here's our driveway. That's the house or the garage. That's that retaining wall. Here is the road. We got our compost pile. That used to be a shed, but now it's a compost pile. There's a big old tree right there. These are our Jerusalem artichokes, and these are our asparagus. So these are all of our raised beds that go. And then these are the beds, rows, and then these are the raised beds. So what's cool is you layer in your stuff that you're going to grow comes in over here, and then you can drag your little timetable, and let's put it in April 1st. And now you can plan where stuff's going to be planted. Isn't that cool? And we're going to put potatoes out here. And so what you can do is, this is really important to help with succession planting. Because see, we have green beans here, and we also have tomatoes in the same bed. So these are bush green beans and then tomatoes. So the tomatoes will be above the bush beans. And what I like about this is it'll shade the green beans, and so it'll give them a longer crop. Same way with here, the spinach and the lettuce. This is in the shadow of this tree. And so these will extend that growing season for these cold or heat sensitive plants, and this will keep these going for longer. What's that? Corn. Oh, and then this will be the shade from the sun coming from over here. So the corn will get tall enough, the tree's tall enough, and create us a little microclimate right here to grow some spinach and lettuce for the longer term. All right, let's keep going. Let's fill in this bed some more. Oh, okay, we're stocked up. Look at that. We've got cucumbers growing above our potatoes. We've planted the pumpkins over here. We've got cilantro. I'm going to extend this basil. Actually, no, I'm not, because I think a second basil comes in. Here's your celery. We got some more pumpkins over here and loads of carrots. Now, what's great is we're going to obviously start more than what we need, because if we end up with holes or something, we can just infill. Oh, look, there's the new basil. So yeah, now we're full up. So we should be full up through June. Oh, the radishes fell out. Did you see that? We harvested radishes. So there's radishes, and then they're gone. And then, ooh, what left next? Okay, so some spinach and some lettuce left. And we got rid of all the lettuce, and now we're moving into Brussels sprouts are going to take over this bed. And see, we lost some carrots over here. Isn't this cool, y'all? Because this allows you to plan for your whole year. Look, so we got some winter squash coming in after the carrots and after the spinach. We added green beans over here on top of our potatoes, because these have trellises. And we just keep going. Look, oh, we had some stuff fall out here. Cabbages are here. peppers. Oh, the hot peppers left. So we got cabbages in there now. Oh, okay. This is a good one. Potatoes are out. Cucumbers or green beans stay. Came in with the cabbages. We added some new carrots. We have a second carrot planting here and some peas over here. Everything else pretty much looks the same. Oh, what's this? Oh, a bunch of turnips. Okay, we got the turnips in. Anything new popping up? Oh, yeah, let's see. Spinach. Now, this spinach and the peppers overlap a little bit. We may have to move the spinach. Let's see what happens. Where did the spinach come in? Onions. Where else can we put spinach? We might have to put spinach in with the lettuce, but I think we've got lettuce filling up over here. So see this? See how that overlapped and the peppers aren't out yet? But the peppers are going to be tall enough that I might be able to squinch them in and it won't hurt them very much. Just whenever I get ready to harvest the peppers plants, we'll have to pull those out after the spinach is done. All right, we're getting into November. We're close, y'all. All right, garden's empty. Isn't that cool? I just think this is one of the coolest pieces of software ever. And as you can see on the monthly view, see how it has the little snowflakes? This just says that frost is pretty likely. And then if you look, as it gets down to the middle of the month, it goes down to one snowflake. See, one snowflake, one snowflake. That means we are getting closer to plant date. Let's go to April. And if April 15th is our average final frost. So if you can see on the 16th, no snowflakes. And that's when it's game on, y'all. We start planting like mad out in the garden. So it's very simple and easy to use. Once you set up your initial garden, then you can go and it's real easy. You use your zip code or your grow zone and you go from there. It's really amazing. It's easy to add crops. They have a ton of varieties that you can choose from. The lists are insane. Look at all these tomatoes. And that's just the A's, y'all. Look at them. So they have it. Here, let's do that one. You can put different labels. You can change the color of them. You can say what type of song. You can do your anchor task. You can change all this stuff. You can hide the bed prep. You can schedule it and it'll throw it into the system and add it to your planting schedule. This is such a wonderful, easy to use software, y'all. I cannot recommend this enough. This also allows us to print it off and figure out which items we need to purchase. So like I said, we went through all of our seeds and dug up everything except I think we needed the gherkins, some cherry tomatoes, we used all of our jalapeno seeds, the gem corn because we thought we bought it and now we can't find it, and there was something else. Anyway, we're just gonna go local and see if we can find some seeds and get those purchased so we can get them in and started by using this checklist. So this is called Seed Time. You can use the free version, but I highly encourage you to purchase beds and we system itself because this is just makes the planning and everything such a no-brainer. And you can, I don't know if I showed you, let me go back over here to the layout. We actually put measurements on our beds and we literally put in the length and the width for each bed. So it's that awesome. And so whenever you put the produce in the bed, it'll actually calculate. Each crop has its spacing and everything. So you literally know, okay, 112 onions are going in row 4, potentially. And then tomatoes, we're going to put 3 tomato plants and 10 celery plants in row 3. So this is like carrots. In this little bitty space in row 1, we're going to plant 96 carrots. So as you can see it, 96, 4 pumpkins, 25 green beans, 5 tomato plant, 5 cauliflower, 5 basil, 6 basil. I mean, it's so nice. It is so nice, y'all. Okay, I just wanted to take you through this because I thought it would be good for you to see the program that we use to make sure that we maximize our teeny weeny little garden, because we do not have a lot of space. And to make sure that we get enough food out of that teeny weeny little space, we need to be prepared and ready to have plants in the wing. So as soon as we pull out that summer crop, fall crop can go in. So how have we been able to do that? Seed time. Seed time has been our saving grace, and we just love it and can't. It's not sponsored. I found this through Googling a couple years ago, and I have loved it ever since. So, and we're doing a much better job this year of keeping track of the varieties so we can really hone in on what works and what doesn't work. So that's it, y'all. That is us in a nutshell. And I can't believe the gardening season has already started and it's like 20 degrees outside. So anyway, feel free to check out some videos over here. Quick Canning Cuisine, we're going to start that up. So go look at that. Go look at that playlist and comment below and tell me what you want to see over there. So like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And until we see you on the next video, bye, y'all.